Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of League Zero, and welcome to the Week 3 Advanced Division match between Epizeuxis and Powerhouse. I will be your play-by-play caster and streamer for tonight, Acronator, and with me I have Mob and on color casting words.
Words are indeed hard. Hello, Ackley. Welcome to the Advanced Division. I'm so excited to watch these two teams go at each other. Powerhouse looking to find a win in the season, and Epizeuxis trying to just keep climbing that leaderboard.
Yeah, definitely. There has been a decent amount of talk amongst both of these teams because despite Powerhouse losing both of their matches up until this point, they have been looking rather impressive, at least when they can play whatever they want to. We do see a few new names here tonight and a few missing names from the usual lineup. Most notably, I'd say Slaney is not currently in the lobby, although it looks like Powerhouse only has 6 people to begin with. Akimbo, also a newer pickup, not new to the community, but new to this team on the off-tank. Opa seems to be a new DPS. I don't actually know anything about him. He's not a veteran or anything like that. But should be interesting to see what these guys do. You know, Mr. Studio Kill, aka Jason, is rather lethal on that hit scan roll, especially on those snipers. Epizeuxis has quite a few hyped up names as well. Surmi, Blossom, Current Master, all relatively well known players within the advanced community. Should be interesting to see what these guys pull out. Of course, the first map will be Lijiang, as you can see on screen. That was already chosen. I think Epizeuxis had first map pick. Doesn't really matter because Lijiang is the pick regardless.
Yeah, excited to see these teams go against each other. Powerhouse actually adding 2 new pieces, Oprox and Akimbo, both added 2 days ago, actually, on October 9th. And, you know, I presume they've at least scrimmed a little bit, but still, having only 2 days officially on the roster could have some synergy issues, so I'm excited to see what happens with that. But Lijiang Tower, as you know, is probably one of, if not the most wacky maps in terms of compositions. You have a lot of flexibility in a lot of these maps to run strange stuff, and it seems like both these teams look pretty comfortable when they do that.
Yeah, and we'll have to see. You know, King Genius, obviously one of the things that I remember from the first week when Powerhouse faced Kingdom Come is that he looked incredible on the Reinhardt, and those are the maps that they won against Kingdom Come. And then he didn't quite look up to par on the Winston. Now, of course, that has been 2 whole weeks of being able to grind that hero out to practice, or possibly just to further cement himself as the Reinhardt aficionado for Advanced. So, I'm very curious to see how King's flexibility will play into this. Obviously, he'll have a new off-tank partner. I forget exactly who he had a few weeks ago, but doesn't matter now because they're not in the game currently.
Yeah, it doesn't. For me, as a tank player, I can tell you it is a drastic switch, especially if the off-tank has a different playstyle to what you're used to, such as if you have an aggressive off-tank and that complements your aggressive nature. Switching to a defensive off-tank can often leave you exposed, and vice versa. I think it's really important that they match styles in this composition between both sides as well, not just Powerhouse. I'm really excited to see Reinhardt comps. They're King Genius obviously showing it, but I do think this match is going to come down to how well he has improved on that Winston and the coordination with his diva.
Yeah, definitely, especially because back in week 1, it seemed like they weren't quite comfortable playing around the Reinhardt on maps that were more attuned to Winston in the current meta. However, the meta has changed a little bit. You know, it was more towards like the APAC dive of the Zarya Winston a few weeks ago, whereas now it's shifted a little bit. You know, it's more towards that shadow dive. So we'll have to wait and see here. I believe we're just making sure the teams are ready. Powerhouse seems to have a few more coaches trickling in. We do actually have one more spectator in the lobby that needs to go to, I think, Epizeuxis spec Tark.
Do you think that we are going to see the outdated the outdated Sigma Roadhog comp from either one of these teams?
I would hope not, because despite the fact that the Overwatch League Grand Finals showcased that game recently, you know, as in yesterday morning, that is not meta. That is what, 2 patches ago, technically? So
yeah, 2 patches.
They're going to be throwing if they play that.
Going back to my cast earlier with mentality versus obligation did opt to run it, and it actually, honestly, their variation on it did not do poorly. I think definitely as it is, that composition is not good enough, but I think with some adaptations, actually it could work. Not maybe not around the Roadhog, but instead of wrecking ball with the Sigma, but that's a conversation for if it happens. Still, hope we do not.
We are going in.
Yeah, we are going in. Now, Lijiang Tower, this really depends on which this series or this map could go whichever way depending on the first map, and it is going to be Gardens. Gardens is known to have a very shadow divey style. It really favors those teams who play together, protects their backline, with the obviously path through right and path through bridge, allowing for some exciting environmental kills. We're going to see pretty much mirror comps. I expect both these teams to match with the Winston Diva. Akimbo showing the Wrecking Ball, which can be viable, but against that Sombra and Reaper, if he gets hacked in the backline, it's all over. Cam probably about to switch over to Moira in a little bit. Kimbo, he might stay on it. We don't know.
They might be trying some super monkey
switch off.
Yeah. They're in spawn. You can't take anything too seriously. But yeah, it does look like we're going to have mirror comps.
Yeah, both going into it. Actually opting Epizeuxis going for the white rotation, while Powerhouse is going for the bridge and the teams clash.
Yeah, and already these teams meet. Kiefer taking quite a bit of damage there. Mr. Studio Kill taking quite a lot of damage of his own, dishing it out into the front line of Epizeuxis. But it looks like for now these teams are just trading back and forth. Opa gets a little bit low there, has to translocate out. And it looks like Akimbo will get hacked, but Surmi's actually the first one to get out of mech there. Mr. Studio Kill has good target priority there. Looks like Powerhouse is getting a little bit low here, not quite committing, but now that they might with Lechuga's Coalescence there. And yeah, sure enough, the kills are coming in. Epizeuxis are going to be falling. And Powerhouse should be taking the first cap here.
And Powerhouse very expertly playing around that mid-rotation. That is the benefit of playing around the bridge. You have that 3 access stores compared to the White Room's 1, so that the supports are able to rotate around further, and with a pretty large ultimate advantage coming in here. Though the main difference is that Lucio ultimate, Cunmaster already having him while Lilac's coming a little low. Blossom has a short window of this EMP could be big.
Yeah, sure enough. Early bomb coming in from Akimbo. Will not find anything, but it will get the shields down. Both EMPs coming out, getting quite a lot, as well as the Coalescence from Kim. Kiefer tossing in the Death Blossom as well. Won't really get anything as Akimbo eats most of it. And it looks like the kills are starting to go in favor of Epizeuxis here, as Powerhouse used most of their defensive cooldowns to prevent, like, what, the 3 or 4 ultimates tossed out there.
Yeah, a lot of ultimate investment, even with that huge EMP from Blossom. 4 ultimates on the side of Epizeuxis, but while on the other side, Powerhouse only invested EMP and bomb. Yeah, now, sure looks like they're going to try and engaging through bridge.
Yeah, and there's nothing really to boot them there. Early beat coming in from Lilac, as well as the Coalescence, so both support ultimates coming out really early. Death Blossom from Mr. Studio Kill. He wasn't really around anyone on the side of Epizeuxis, but it doesn't really matter because they did back up and they are going to be giving up the advantageous positioning here. Do have King Genius falling, but no you as well will fall. King Genius actually poops off Kernmaster in his death throes as well. Surmi tosses out the bomb. Will not find anything, however. Lilac does get hacked out, so he will be rather useless for the time being, and sure enough, he will fall to Surmi, but Kiefer falls to the other Reaper. Surmi's still finding more kills on this Diva here, despite the fact that he's defects, no less. Baby Diva is truly a menace. However, Mr. Studio Kill does have the Death Blossom, but as I say that, he's hacked out of it, and No You comes back, and it looks like Epizeuxis will hold on to this point for just a little while longer.
Yeah, that was crazy. The Baby Diva Warlord just going off with that mini blaster, not even needing the mech to find 3. Both supports, leaving Powerhouse very unstable without heals. And now it looks like they're going to be rotating through the white. That Sombra's behind with the EMP.
Yep, sure enough, she'll get 4. But the EMP from Opa comes out as well, so Epizeuxis is a little bit split as to whether they want to commit or not, but it looks like they do. Better late than never. Jump into the fray and get these staggered kills there. No, you getting rather low, but it doesn't look like they'll be able to get that exiting pick onto him. They'll be able to survive to defend the point for this final push here. And already Akimbo is onto point, tosses out the bomb. I doubt very much is going to happen. Kernmaster tosses out the beat as well. We'll find 4 everyone but the DPS on the side of Epizeuxis. Cam tosses in the Coalescence, but so does Lechuga. Opa does have to translocate out. Mr. Studio Kill still has the Death Blossom. Sure enough, they both come out. You will find Surmi out of mech there as he tossed out the bomb, which won't find anything, but it looks like Noyu is going to be cleaning up the majority of these kills here. Mr. Studio Kill does take out the opposing Reaper, however, and the Lucio and the Winston, but Blossom does clean up King Genius. But it looks like Powerhouse will be able to secure this fight and delay their potential loss for the time being.
Wow, Mr. Serial Kill there really having an excellent Reaper performance in that fight, able to find several even without the Death Blossom on only one of them. This rotation through white's going to be fast with another EMP from Blossom.
Yeah, sure enough, he's already looking for it, but he gets EMP'd before he gets the chance to, as well as the beat from Lilac coming in to secure that fight. They want to hold on to this point, and they do not want to give the opportunity for Epizeuxis to even use that EMP.
Ooh, I don't know if I really like that. The aggressive engage is good and they win the fight off of it, but now Epizeuxis is coming back in with more Coalescence, EMP, and Primal, and all they really have, they don't have much to defend against is EMP. I think if they can't rotate fast enough, it's going to be bad.
Yeah, possibly Kimbo might have to use his bomb rather early there, and it looks like that's what he's doing. He's just trying to build it up. Sure enough, he does get it. Epizeuxis running up onto the bridge. The EMP comes out, only finds the tanks, however, so Kimbo can't use his bomb here. He is hacked during the DMAC there, so he can't get his ultimate out. King Genius does survive long enough to pop his ultimate, however. Kimbo is still alive, but he is out of mech, and sure enough, he is hacking the baby. But he is still surviving. Mr. Stereo Kill finds Kernmaster. That's a huge pick here, as well as Kiefer now falling. No Yuke follows, and wow, everyone on Epizeuxis is just falling left and right. That will be, what is this, Gardens for Powerhouse.
Wow, what an excellent comeback for the side of Powerhouse, down 99 to I believe about 40, able to clutch some really big fights off the back of that excellent Reaper. I think that was a lot of Epizeuxis. They were uneven with their target priority and focus fire, and so they were able to weather the storm of the EMP and then came back with ultimates of their own, and Epizeuxis didn't have the sustain necessary.
Now it almost felt like the Epizeuxis were looking for that perfect opportunity to get the big EMP or whatever, and by the time they actually used the ultimates, it was almost too late.
Yeah, and now we're going to see this Vine, Zarya mirror. Kiefer might say on the sim it is kind of viable on that close range, but the Reaper Junkrat coming in for the side of Powerhouse is going to be a lot of pressure. The sim is still on, so it's going to be which team can find the first pick here. Sim turrets going above and take it away.
Yeah, and sure enough, the sim turrets are forcing down King Genius' shield quite a lot here, and sure enough, he will fall without that protective barrier, and it looks like Epizeuxis will take this first fight. A lot of mines damage coming in from Blossom there to chunk down the shield, as well as the sim turrets. Yeah, Blossom gets the exiting pick onto Opa there. Powerhouse is just going to have to back up.
Yeah, a little bit of mistake from Akimbo there. He bubbled a little early, so yeah, he did get the charge out of it, but it wasn't really, King Genius wasn't really getting pressured at that point. But a huge pick onto both sides.
Yeah, sure enough, Surmi does get a pick onto Mr. Studio Kill, but he returns the favor, and Akimbo and King Genius are now finding more kills to back it up. Blossom is just going to have to back up. He probably will get out with his life because they're not really chasing him.
Yeah, and then Powerhouse taking that, Epizeuxis only getting 13% off a fight win. Very, not a lot of value coming out of that. Now they're just holding this corner. It's going to be up to Epizeuxis to find a way to break this die. Junkrat is on a flank though, almost on the tire, and Simwall comes out.
Yep, Epizeuxis are pushing forward. Blossom finds a nice kill onto Opa, as well as King Genius falling to Surmi. The shatter comes out from Noyu. Not sure if that was necessary in a 4v6, but it did secure the fight just a little bit more. You do have some stall coming out from Lechuga, but she will fall soon enough.
Yeah, 2 ultimates. I mean, that is the optimum amount to take a fight with, being able to rotate it 3 times. Especially Sim, Wall, and Shadow. Big ultimates, but not too big. There's Grav, Coalescence, and Tayo coming out from Blossom. Long range coming from the top. He's doing a far rotate around, just holding against the wall. What's this Tayo going to do? And he gets actually destroyed by a Junkrat.
Jason finding the pick onto the tire there. Interestingly enough, Oppa does swap over to the Tracer from the Reaper here, and actually they do find a staggered pick onto Blossom there as he was coming back. The Graviton does come out as well as both beats. Old Fiesta for the moment, and the tire actually gets taken out by the Symmetra. That's a new one for me. Lechuga actually does hold on to her Coalescence here, and she'll probably not use it for this fight. Mr. Serial Kill does find Kernmaster, but for the most part, they actually are investing the Coalescence. Mr. Serial Kill finding 2, but Akimbo falling. It's really only 3 versus now 2-ish on point as Blossom is trying to come back, but it looks like Powerhouse might actually wrest control of this point. That is not something I was expecting to see. Who's contesting right now?
Yeah, that Junkrat proving really big, just finding that he targets too much pressure for that single Mario to keep him up. And they do it while keeping some of their ultimates intact. Those are not able to hold close. Sumi actually switching over to D.Va to deal with his Junkrat pressure. Akimbo, when he's high charge, is going to have a big ultimate bank in the position of Sumi, just beaming him down. That Symmetra is going to get less and less value the far away they are. Pulse Bomb coming out, finding Blossom.
Find Blossom, so that is a nice opening pick here. Powerhouse are jumping in and pushing onto the front line. You do have No You trying to charge out, but it looks like he got booped onto the pillar there, and he will get staggered here. Yep.
Yeah, very quick fight. Sumi actually switching over to the Sigma, of all things. Very
seems like
interesting.
A panic swap to me.
Yeah, I think they are a little panicky. He knows that his eye is probably not up to par. And now Powerhouse with a big ultimate bank as the wall comes out.
Nice Shatter coming in will find 3, and it looks like King Genius will find a few of his own, but it looks like the kills are coming in for Epizeuxis. As I say that, however, King Genius gets a nice pin onto No You that will delay the fight a little bit longer as Epizeuxis are trying to get back to point. Akimbo does have the grab here, but I wouldn't be shocked if he holds on to it for this next fight. Yeah, sure enough.
King Genius switches over to the ball, but I don't know if he's gonna go back. But they do have this big combo coming up of Grav Pulse Bomb with the Vine swinging through it. There's so much damage they're not gonna have the beat up for it unless they take a very long time for this engage.
Yeah, it looks like they will be rotating around to the far right side. Oppa is already looking to possibly contest point there, but it looks like the rest of Epizeuxis scouted him out and are going to be holding on to the point for the time being. Oppa just waiting to build up that pulse bomb. I'd imagine that's when you're going to see this combo come out, but Riptide coming out. King Genius takes it out with the Fire Strike. The pulse bomb isn't even needed with the grab, and they will find it. However, Lilac does fall, and he almost had beat there. That's actually a rather crucial pick there. It looks like the picks might actually be going in favor of Epizeuxis here, as it is relatively evened up. Yep, King Genius will fall to Blossom. Cerny actually builds up the Gravitic Flux, will find 2 in at Steelio Kill falling, as well as Akimbo soon after. Kiefer comes back on the Doom Fist. Will help with a little bit of extra damage. Lilac does come back with the beat, but now it's a little bit more frenzied than I think they had wanted to originally. Yeah, Lechuga does fall. King Genius is back, but not for long, as he just gets melted by Blossom and Cerny. And it looks like this round will be taken by Epizeuxis.
Yeah. Very big play coming out from Epizeuxis to hold that, despite that big Grav Pulse Bomb not doing enough damage, and they're able to hold on to it and tie up this map 1-1. Going into Night Market, it's going to be the deciding one. We see a dive sail coming out from Powerhouse, but I think we're going to see this double shield Vine comp again from Epizeuxis.
Interesting. Now, we did see that Kiefer is rather comfortable on the Symmetra. However, if they don't win this first point, I'd almost be a little bit worried that he'll stay on it for too long. Once again, I felt like that was a large source of their troubles for that last round.
Yeah, this comp really wants to brawl out with that double shield and sustain, but this Shadow Dive, even though it's played similar to a brawl comp, GP going into a point, it's going to be hard for them to find someone to run down.
Sure enough, of course, Epizeuxis gets the point faster with that TP spot. However, it looks like Powerhouse are just running onto point head first. King Genius will find Kiefer, and that is a rather large pick, but he will fall in the meantime, and it looks like Powerhouse are backing up for the time being. No, they actually are pushing onto point, but it looks a little bit disjointed, like there isn't too much target focus, as no one on the side of Epizeuxis is really getting low. They're just kind of stalling out point, waiting for King to get back for that first contest. Oh, with Lechuga falling, you're going to have to back up now. As I say that, they are pushing in, so throwing caution to the wind. King is back, but once again, he's so low right off the bat. Kiefer getting so incredibly high charged, and sure enough, that will lead to the Monkey's downfall on the side of Powerhouse, and now they're gonna get a real disengage as everyone dies or runs away.
Yeah, expert mastery of this composition shown that they play this slow and they wait, just find a little pokes, and it looks like it wasn't really Epizeuxis playing it super well, that though they did. It was more of Powerhouse, just not really joined well oiled. They were very all over the place.
Sure enough, we do have the swap over to the more Reinhardt-oriented brawl here. Kiefer looking for a few more picks here with the wall to give his team a little bit more protection, and sure enough, King and Lilac fall with Opa soon to follow, and that's going to be yet another fight for Epizeuxis.
Yeah, Kiefer's Sim is getting a lot of value, not just on his left and right clicks, but also those turrets in that middle platform. Between both of the fights, they weren't even touched. So King Genius would go in. Obviously, as the Reinhardt, he's not able to destroy the turrets very well without, losing the shield, and they just beamed them down.
Sure enough, Powerhouse are running in once again. However, they do find the pick onto No You almost immediately this time, with the bomb EMP Death Blossom coming in. Not sure if the bomb was entirely necessary, but it did work in the meantime. Powerhouse are looking a little bit anemic for ultimates.
Yeah, down using 3, obviously, especially 3 big ones like that, they're going to be only left with both supports and the Shadow. The Shadow's going to be big, or else this could be Epizeuxis taking the map.
Oh wow, he had an early rollout there from Blossom. It did force the translocate out of Opa. However, it's not like he was waiting for an EMP, but nice pick onto Mr. Studio Kill, as well as King Genius. Blossom popping off in this engagement does force the translocation out of Powerhouse's Sombra. He's looking to do more, as he does get the Diva out of Mech Akimbo. However, he is hacked up behind. The rest of his team is there, so he's not going to get completely falling prey to Powerhouse for the time being, and they will quickly recap point there.
Yeah, Lilac popped the beat when Genius was getting pressured, but it was just a millisecond late, and he actually dies before the beat can hit him. And so he had to hold on to that Shadow. Now that's the only tool they have. No You has one of his own. This should be a battle of the Reinhardt's mind games. Which Lion can get the bigger Shadow, but Blossom comes up huge.
Oh, the Sigma Shield blocks King Genius's Shatter. Blossom finding 2 with a single punch. That's interesting. I hope to see the replay of that huge flex coming in from Surmi. That's going to clean up the majority of Powerhouse, and the rest are just staggering around. No You holding on to that Shatter for what felt like 3 or 4 fights there. Finally uses it. Just as BM there in the final round. It looks like Epizeuxis, barring a miracle, will be taking Lijiang Tower. Master pops the beat. Everyone's just using all their abilities. And some last minute stall here for Powerhouse.
Yeah, Blossom in that fight ended up getting 4 kills with an individual punch on each one. Just every single time it came on cooldown, it found a kill. And Epizeuxis will take the map in this series. Very good play from both teams on their respective maps, but I think on every map that one team has won and a Samba play of the game gets Mr. Studio Kill really thought he had it, and then the Samba play of the game. Oh wow! That EMP actually interrupting the beat from Kernmaster.
Did not
very well timed. That was some very expert play coming out from both teams. I think it was less about the play, though, and more about the other team not really holding in there with their respective compositions. The Rhine compositions really favoring Epizeuxis, actually, other than Powerhouse. While we were raving about King Genius's Reinhardt going into this, he seemed a little out of his comfort, and he didn't have the support he needed to play his aggressive style. While No You was playing defensive with his team and had that Sigma to back him up and was able to clutch out a lot of big scenarios and hit some good shadows.
Yeah, I almost feel like No You's overly passive in a way, where it was usually Powerhouse engaging and Epizeuxis would win the fights based off of opportunistic picks, but for the most part it was Powerhouse making those big plays.
Yeah, very big coming in, and we are... now because Epizeuxis took map 1, Powerhouse will get the choice on map 2, and Epizeuxis will get to choose whether they defend or attack. Standard rules in this week 3. What again, I'm very excited to see everyone back in here. This is my second week casting Advanced, and I'm getting used to the community and everything. And I've seen these teams watch the VODs over, and I'm excited to see how the rest of this play out. Blossom showing some very good Doomfist skills. As a Doomfist player, I can respect it. He knows how to go well. And we are going to have an escort map type, of course.
Looks like
And
it will be Dorado.
it will be Gibraltar.
Did they call for Jib?
I think Maddie said Jib in chat.
Oh,
I
they
think it
changed their mind.
auto set to Dorado.
Change that then.
Okay, it is going to be Gibraltar. So a little bit of confusion. I think the lobby automatically set to Dorado just from happenstances, but it is going to be Gibraltar with Epizeuxis defending first. Gibraltar known for that dive style. Even in the goats meta, you saw a lot of Winston goats in this, and Winston always being favored on this map, especially with the D.Va as his partner. With that verticality, is able to dive up and dive down, play on that cart. It's going to be good to see. Now's the real test whether King Genius's Winston has improved or not.
Yeah, actually, I'm very interested to see if Epizeuxis will have anyone who's a competent Widowmaker or like an Ashe or any sort of sniper, because obviously the first point and the third point in particular of this map are very conducive to a good sniper. And
Yeah,
I know for a fact Mr. Studio Kill is pretty darn good at sniping. Actually, now that I say that, they sub in Ravioli for Kiefer, who I believe from last season
is a Widow player.
Yeah, I believe on last season, Double Cap, I recall he was one of the more standout individuals on that team, so be interesting to see if he can stand up to Jason in that regard.
Yeah, sniper battle could be very big here. Obviously, summing him in, knowing that they're going to play that sniper style, which makes me think Blossom and Mr. Serial Kill, it's kind of opposite sides of it. Blossom was that big Doomfist player. Mr. Serial Kill was that big Reaper player. But Ravioli playing that Widow, I don't know if there's going to be a Samba on the side of Epizeuxis, and Samba's so integral to this meta.
Yeah, I'm not sure. However, I think it was Blossom who was playing Sombra, right?
Maybe.
Legion.
I cannot recall.
I think it was Blossom, because Kiefer was playing
Oh, yes, it was.
Reaper. Yeah, so at the very least they will still have that.
Yeah. We are going to see both teams ready, and we are going to be going in. A big hold for Epizeuxis here could really give them advantage in this series. Going up 2-0 at the half is such a mental block to get through if you're the team who's down 2 maps. It's hard to think about getting those 3 map wins in a row. That sounds like such a large hurdle to overcome. One mistake could mean the end of the series, but I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, as Gibraltar is a second map. We're going to see the compositions, and it's going to be very standard stuff. Blossom actually on the Tracer, and he's going to stick with it. Blossom going to trace with Ravioli on the Ashe pocket. The Zen is also an interesting choice, as Powerhouse are running meta, just standard. This variation is very powerful, popularized by the San Francisco Shock in the playoff run with their incredible players. I'm just excited to see if Epizeuxis has the individual skill needed in this composition to match its success.
Yeah, certainly their DPS have quite a lot of hype behind them, but I'm interested to see if they can keep their Zen alive in particular, because that's going to be a very diveable target, and Powerhouse has been doing a good job of taking opportunities where they see them.
Yeah, but he's on his blue box in the back, and that's such a hard place to dive, so he's pretty safe up here, able to throw discords.
Yeah, for now, just poke, as Powerhouse is pushing the cart little by little, and it does look like Epizeuxis are just rotating around, trying to give their DPS the opportunity to get good sight lines, but otherwise just love taps here and there, nothing really crazy quite yet. Good dynamite coming in from Ravioli, already almost to his Bob, 80% and counting, but really nothing more than poke for the time being. Might see something once the Bob is built up. Lechuga also getting rather close to her Coalescence. Both supports on the side of Powerhouse getting a little bit low here. But no real action quite yet. But as I say that, finally the Bob does come out, and it looks like the tanks on the side of Powerhouse are jumping in. Opa finds Kernmaster. That's an absolutely huge pick. You can't res yourself if you're dead. And it looks like Powerhouse are going to be taking the opportunity to keep Epizeuxis away. Looks like Surmi will get demeched as well, and Mr. Studio Kill is just guarding the door there, stopping mostly everyone from pushing through, aside from Blossom, but it doesn't really matter as he gets hacked out and just melted. That was terrifyingly fast from Powerhouse.
Yeah, Epizeuxis playing the right composition, but the wrong way. This comp, with its high poke potential, is supposed to not allow the Powerhouse to take their sidelines, but instead it gave up so much of that space. The Zen and the Ashe, they have a big poke pressure to burn down that Winston shield. Didn't really happen. Tommy gets a big pick on the Opa.
Yeah, Opa was getting a little bit greedy there, trying to get the hack onto the Mega Health Pack, and I believe the rest of Epizeuxis was already there. Blossom does swap off of the Tracer onto the Sombra. But other than that, it's going to be mostly the same thing. Both support ults from the side of Epizeuxis are in line. However, Powerhouse does have the same thing. Already, as I say that, Lechuga uses her Coalescence to pressure down the front line. No, you getting a little bit low here. The bomb does come in from Surmi. I'm not sure if it'll find too much. No, it won't. It looks like Powerhouse are unscathed for the time being. Another Bob already. That's incredibly fast. However, the beat is out from Lilac. He almost died mid-air there. The Bob is hacked. And now bomb coming in from Akimbo as well. This one is much better positioned as Kernmaster. No, you fall. The Transcendence is a little bit late there, Cam, as two are already dead by the time it was popped, and it looks like that's going to be second point for Powerhouse. This is disgusting.
EMP bomb, the combination as proficient as peanut butter and jelly, so classic, just destroying all those shields with the EMP, finding two, and almost just handing point B on a silver platter. Now, if Epizeuxis ever wanted a position, a fight that they needed to win, it's this one. They have the ultimate advantage, just barely, but it has to be enough.
Yeah, it really depends on how they use it. They just have not been playing this die particularly well. As I say that, the fight is already up to this corner. Huge EMP coming in, but it does not stop Lechuga's Coalescence. But Mr. Studio Kill was forced out and will fall. But it looks like Powerhouse are still moving. No You falling is incredibly bad. However, Ravioli might have evened up the fight with taking out King Genius, as the attack is now down one in comparison. However, they're still committing as the bomb comes out. They don't have the EMP to combo with it, but Surmi tosses in the bomb as well, and his baby diva will fall. Powerhouse are still in this, trying desperately to hang on. Sure enough, the Coalescence is coming out from Cam, who swapped over to the Moira after dying. It looks like No You falls once again. He's just not having a good time with Mr. Studio Kill's Reaper here, who does have this Death Blossom, but he's seeming to wait until they get to that final push. EMP comes in from Opa. Will find quite a few, 5 in particular. No You swaps over to that Reinhardt, but I'm not sure if they're really going to be able to touch. The boop comes out, 0.45 seconds there, meters, and sure enough, the Death Blossom comes out, and they will finish with 348. They lost an equivalent of 12 seconds from start to finish.
Wow, what a incredible fight from the side of Powerhouse. They actually go down one in the fight, missing two very big pieces, but are still able to clutch it out. I think from a lack of initiative from Epizeuxis, they still gave up a lot of ground despite being up players. Once they lost that main tank, they got a little scared. Maybe No You is the primary shot caller, and they didn't really know what to do. And when they backed up, they gave Powerhouse plenty of time to get the regroups, and then it was just clean execution from Powerhouse to continue build those ultimates mid-fight, and then once they had them, there was no turning back. 348, what an incredible time on a payload map, nonetheless. It's going to be very hard for them to even match this time, nonetheless beat it.
I'm very interested to see these DPS picks come out from the set of Powerhouse on the defense, no less. So they are sticking with these. The Tracer, not so much, but the Soldier, interesting. You know, I would assume like an Ashe or maybe a Widowmaker to get those nice headshots with a little bit of extra chunk on them to the tanks. But instead, they're going with this Soldier. So I think they have a lot of faith in Opa's Soldier and Attack Visor. Otherwise, it's going to be standard meta coming out from Epizeuxis, and now their time to shine, to reclaim a little bit of their dignity from that failed defense. Once again, just a little bit of poke damage coming in. However, Kernmaster is the one to get rather low. Nice boop onto No Use, so the main tank is now Discord banned on the low ground without a jump pack. Blossom is forced to translocate out, getting rather low. It looks like the fight is just taking place a little bit on this box here with the DPS as the cart slowly pushes up to right about where Powerhouse are going to want to drop down. Sure enough, like clockwork, they will drop down. King Gene is getting really low, and he will have to jump back up, get healed up, and it looks like Epizeuxis will hold on to the cart for a little while longer, but it looks like Sermi's getting rather...
Oh! The server closed! The map just reset.
Okay, so...
I believe what's gonna happen here is we're going to let Powerhouse cap with 348.
No.
No, it's just gonna be a full reset.
The standard course of action here is that we skip this map.
Oh.
It's the only easy way. Now the teams can, if they agree, they can opt for a different course of action. Oof. But
Epizeuxis would never agree to that. Not after that monumental time disparity.
Yes.
So I guess on the official sheet, is that just considered a draw on the map?
Not necessarily a draw as much as just skipped.
Skipped. Okay. Well, that's going to be map 2, or I guess map 2A. Now going on to map 2B. This is very interesting. I guess a weird server error. We haven't seen those this weekend, so that is very interesting to see. Powerhouse kind of pulling out a similar comp on the defense to Epizeuxis, except with a soldier. It didn't really work out. Looks like Epizeuxis was pulling ahead. Could have even had a similar time bank. But we're going to just be waiting to see what these teams decide on. Epizeuxis, it would be crazy for Epizeuxis to continue.
Yeah, and there's no... Unfortunately, the problem with that is, like, there's no clean way to reset the map so that, you know, Powerhouse has 340, whatnot. And the ultimates would be the same. Either the offense would probably have a different composition, the defense might have a different comp, so it's a weird situation, and unfortunately the cleanest way to get rid of it is to just skip it for now. I believe we will just be going to the next map. Ignore this one. Epizeuxis is still up 1-0 in the series. But I think even since this map is wiped from the face of the records, Powerhouse are definitely having a big momentum shift here. With their large time bank, they showed a different mastery of that dive meta, or shadow dive, I should say. And Powerhouse does still have the map pick, and they pick Anubis. Anubis, alright, well... Hopefully, and I do know some of these players have problems with this, that they don't get too tilted on the side of Powerhouse. Yeah.
It's hard, but if you're Powerhouse, your mentality has to be, we destroyed them on the last one, we'll destroy them on this one. If you don't think like that and you just dwell on the past and you get mad, it will definitely impact your play. And if that happens, we'll probably just see Epizeuxis taking the map. But once again, I'm getting ahead of myself. As we're ready to get onto the replacement map, Temple of Anubis, I expect to still see this dive mirror, but there is a lot of room for Epizeuxis to pull out some stuff, showing they weren't really comfortable on that dive composition on their defense, and they weren't able to play the hitscan Zen Mercy to perfection either. So I think it's going to come down to their coaches and their preparation for this match to be able to pull back.
Yeah, and I'm just checking with the staff chats right now. It doesn't look like any other servers have crashed. Let me just double check. Yeah, it looks like This is the only one that I'm getting reports of, so fingers crossed that was just a freak occurrence.
Yeah, I do remember Friday in our intermediate, there were 2 games, I believe, 1 or 2 games with the server crashing. The one I casted did not end up happening, and but that was very interesting. It seems like Overwatch has been having some server issues in these custom matches recently. I I should I have very hope it will be fixed soon, and knowing Blizzard, it probably will be. But interfering with League Zero is always unfortunate. But both of these teams, Epizeuxis kind of thanking your respective religion for that. It was, even if they were able to cap with as fast as they possibly could, it would still be basically a map reset on that, with considering how large the time banks were. But anyway, going into Temple of Anubis, we're going to see team compositions in a few seconds. I think point A is always such a hard one to defend, especially with 2 CP rules, with your spawn being so far away. I think this is definitely going to come back down to which team has the better point B defense.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, Powerhouse will be able to collect themselves, as I did see them just had a little bit molding, which I guess isn't lacking knowing their personalities, but this will also be Epizeuxis' chance to regain their composure, because quite frankly they were playing pretty bad on Gibraltar there, so it'll be their opportunity to actually come back a little bit more. No subs made. They are going to keep Ravioli in.
Yeah, Ravioli, they're going to play this hit scan again, but this time with the Ana instead. I think that's very smart on this point A defense that Ana can play in the back line, and only really the Sama is going to be able to touch them, while Powerhouse showing just a normal composition. It's going to be very... Mr. Serial Kills trying to guess the composition. It's going to be a... How well can they weather this dive coming up from Powerhouse?
Yep. Some early poke coming in, nice rotation from Powerhouse. It looks like everyone should get up the stairs fine. Yeah, nice defense matrix there from Akimbo. And now we're just into the waiting phase for Powerhouse to jump down and start contesting point. You know, they're probably going to be waiting for key cooldowns. Sure enough, they drop down. NoYu and Surmi are waiting on point for them. NoYu getting incredibly low, however. Ingenious also getting low. Cam is the first to fall regardless, though. Lilac also finding Surmi. And it looks like Epizeuxis are already in shambles. Looks like they couldn't quite compose themselves after that Gibraltar. Serial Kill getting rather low. Ravioli does find Lilac. Cardmaster kind of gives up on life there as Lechuga teabags her former teammate from season 2. They were both on Yoink together as a support duo, so a little bit of friendly rivalry there.
Yeah, interesting. Very quick point A tank going into point B with 6 minutes. With a pretty large snowball potential, honestly, with the compositional switches from the side of Epizeuxis. Powerhouse has a unique opportunity as the fight starts.
Already the Coalescence comes out from Lechuga. She had it from the last point and just didn't need it. King Genius jumping in, already has his Primal Rage, but he is hacked out, so he might not be able to survive this. He's getting really low, but he does survive long enough to pop his Primal Rage as well as boop them into this Nystilio kills Death Blossom. That's a cleanup. I think that's a team kill. Sure enough, that's the bells, and I think if a team kill is made, yeah, no one can touch.
Oh, Blossom.
Wow, Blossom had a nice...
He did not...
Oh, okay, Powerhouse. They definitely kept some of their momentum, because that was beyond dominant. Wow.
It's been since the 2CB change, it's been a long time since I've seen a time bank this large. 5:15. Probably up there, one of the fastest Anubis takes in League Zero history. I'm not going to say it's the fastest because I don't know, but it has to be up there.
It's definitely up there. That was... Oh, like, did Epizeuxis exist in that push? they just died.
I think they had to know that compositional switch, it had to happen, or else they would have gotten rolled again, but switching like that, they were down on ultimates, they had nothing. They needed a miracle play, and it just did not happen.
Yeah, I think they were trying to build up to their EMP, because they were about 60% of the way there. on towards like the middle point of that second point defense. Blossom was looking to just like pile drive into King Genius, but they couldn't quite finish it off. That was really good heals on the side of Lilac and Lechuga, and ultimately they just couldn't get any picks, and Powerhouse builds up their ultimates from the snowball.
Yeah, Powerhouse showing that Gibraltar wasn't a fluke, and that without that server reset, they probably would have been up 1-1 right now. Powerhouse still keeping that momentum, and now looking to have a full hold.
Yeah, if they can keep that momentum going, sure enough, we do have mirror compositions. Means no real long-range poke, so this fight won't really take part until they get into this room here. Sure enough, King Venus will be holding that corner there. Looks like a few attempted hacks coming in from Opa, but not really too much. Akimbo will get hacked out, so they won't have the defense matrix. But otherwise, still just poking, probably trying to build up ultimates. No, you actually gets back, so Epizeuxis will be caught up in this room for a little while longer. And it looks like Powerhouse have had enough and are just jumping in. However, Cam does get the Coalescence first. Powerhouse getting rather low. Opa actually falling to Blossom there, but the Coalescence isn't enough from Lechuga as Lilac also falls. Powerhouse now down to... However, no, you falls. Mr. Studio Kill is hacked, but he does have his Death Blossom, so if he can survive for a little while longer, which he did, he might actually... Yep.
Oh!
He had to stare death in the face there as the Diva Bomb came out there. Death Blossom coming from Ravioli, not really sure what he was hoping to accomplish there, as Akimbo very blatantly had his defense matrix available. Another Coalescence coming in from Cam once again, however. Blossom is trying to build up to that EMP. Doesn't look like he'll be using it right now, as they might not even need it. However, as I say that, Lechuga takes out Kernmaster and pops the Coalescence. It looks like Epizeuxis are going to have to back out here. Blossom would be a fool to use this EMP, and sure enough... No, you! Use the Primal Rage to get back to point! He thought it was 1! How did you think it was 1? The entire kill feed was red! Oh.
No, you popping the Primal there in that fight lasting about 2 minutes. Ultimates coming up left and right. 2 Coalescence from both sides. It's such a long fight. I can't believe Powerhouse were able to clutch it back, but the next one is looking to happen fast.
Yeah, however, Blossom does have that EMP. Lilac does know that Blossom is somewhere, but he can't quite find it. Nice bomb from Akimbo, finding Kernmaster. No You falls once again. He's falling so early in these fights far too often, and it looks like Epizeuxis are just going to have to back out here. Ravioli getting caught out. He will get healed up a little bit by a Moira Orb, but he will fall to his counterpart in the end. Surmi getting a little bit staggered there. Blossom is just chilling. He can't use his EMP. His team dies too early every single time.
Yeah, Lilac definitely needs to hide for this. If he's able to weather this EMP, however, and seeing how long these fights are going to last, this could be actually final fight for the side of Epizeuxis.
Blossom knows where Lilac is as well. He's getting ready for that hack. He does get the hack off, so he is actually just looking for the assassination. He might pop the EMP here into this room. Sure enough, he does. It will find all 6. Lilac went from hack to EMP, and it looks like this will be the fight for Epizeuxis, but as I say that, the beat does come out, but the kills are still coming in. Epizeuxis have a little bit too much of a man advantage. Finally, a little bit more of a clean fight.
They were so quick. I mean, they were so well in this defense and so quick on their offense that already they're at a time bank disadvantage. Yeah. Even if they were to cap immediately after capping A, they would still be down about 2 minutes. And that's being generous. A
little bit of a Reaper sniper duel here as Ravioli and Mr. Studio Killer love tapping each other down for but a health a shot. But I wouldn't even say that Epizeuxis has an ult advantage either, as Powerhouse is right up there with them because the defense was so good there. You have what looks like an attempted Death Blossom, but Mr. Studio Kill thinks better of it. Akimbo does get hacked out, so no EMP bomb for the time being. King Genie is getting rather low, but he will get healed up. It looks like Epizeuxis are going to be running onto their left side, going to the side of point there, possibly looking for a Death Blossom or a bomb. Nice EMP coming in as well as a Death Blossom combo. We'll take out 2 immediately. Ravioli and No You falling once again, and that is going to be the fight. The defense holding strong.
Yeah, Kernmaster popping that sound bit as soon as the EMP comes out, but because of, if some of you don't know, Beat actually does have a travel time, and it wasn't able to reach those people in the front line in time. That Death Blossom just melting them down so quickly. Now ultimate's expended from both sides, but it looks like Epizeuxis, without the support ult, will have the ultimate advantage going to this next fight. But a little bit of poke coming out from Opa. Brock's trying to get more EMP charge going to this next one. This bomb from Akimbo could be huge.
That is, if he can get it off. Blossom is behind them looking for the MP. Sure enough, he finds Lilac. However, he didn't have beat to begin with. Mr. Serial Kill finds Serby, however, as he throws in the bomb. Bomb coming in from Akimbo will find Ravioli mid Death Blossom, and that's going to be the defense holding strong once again. They just have too much of a spawn advantage there.
Yeah, passing that 2-minute mark, if some of you don't know the assault changes, being that 5:15 will be the minimum amount of time. It could actually increase, but just a little bit of poke going on. Cam building towards another Coalescence, but Lilac is going to have that beat online for the next fight. And it'll buy time for the Samba ultimate to come out for Powerhouse. This is looking very dire. I don't think they will be able to take this fight. And then after this is in single fight territory.
Yeah, we're getting into dire straits for Epizeuxis here, as they really needed to take the momentum that the reset gave them, and they're just not. Cam, of course, does have that Coalescence, but he's all out of healing juice. He doesn't have an orb on cooldown right now, so this is going to be a pretty vanilla Coalescence for the time being. EMP comes out, catches Cam before he can even use it. However, there isn't too much follow-up, but no U falls once again. King Genius does fall, but again, he does have the defender's spawn advantage. And it looks like Epizeuxis are just desperately trying to back up. Really late Coalescence from Cam. They might try to make something of it as they do take out Akimbo, but the defenders are coming back. Lilac, last minute beat saves him. Sermi pops out the bomb, but it doesn't really matter as Mr. Serial Kill gets 2 Death Blossom, and this is one fight territory with not too much to work with for either side.
I hate to say it, but I think this is just a map. Even if at Fox they're able to take this fight on the offense, by the time they cap point at this now, it's going to be an overtime, and they're going to have to defend A for 5:15. So this fight, this doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think either way, it's going to be Mr. Powerhouse taking map 2.
EMP comes in, will only find the tanks. However, King Genius does fall almost immediately. Akimbo is hacked out, not quite unable to use his bomb, and he does survive long enough to use it. Kernmaster does toss out the beat, but it really only catches the 2 supports. Ravioli uses his Death Blossom, will find his counterpart, but for the time being, Powerhouse are still stalling point, and Epizeuxis aren't even gaining percentage right now. They're just trying to get people off the point. Ravioli does take out Akimbo, but it looks like the ults are starting to come in for Epizeuxis. They might be able to clear off and get a tick. And not quite, but the kills are coming in now. They should be able to, but again, it is overtime. So at the best they can do right now is tie, assuming they can even cap all 3. It looks like they might be able to here as the kills are still rolling in rather dominantly. Opa gets cancelled out of the EMP there with the kill animation. King Genius comes back with the ball, but his shields are melting away so rather quickly. Machuga is just about to fall as well. King still on the point, rather untouched for the time being. Now the focus fire is onto him. However, Lilac touches for a brief moment, and we're either in draw or win territory for Powerhouse. 5:15.
Epizeuxis backs quite literally against the wall. All I can really give them is a congratulations to hopefully keep up the spirits. And they are currently standing at the base of Mount Everest and told to climb it in 5 minutes and 15 seconds if they wish to win. If they are able to hold this, it will be quite literally the most impressive feat I've seen in my 3 years of Overwatch.
If they hold this, I'm doing a weekly segment on the countdown trying to explain what the heck just happened.
Yeah, I will do a 3-hour video of analysis if this is able to come through. It is... I think they are just throwing caution to the wind, running the Hog Sigma, Ashe, Echo, Mercy Bap. The point of this composition is individual skill across the board on every single character, except maybe Mercy, has pick potential. Normally you run a Zen, but I think the Immortality Field is there to keep them alive. Their point, they need to get a first pick before an engage on every single fight for at least 5 fights.
How do they
probably around 8 fights.
How does this composition that Epizeuxis currently have survive EMP, though? That's my curiosity right now.
Luck.
Luck!
You pray to whatever god you may or may not worship, and that's about it.
Blossom getting quite a bit of damage there. You can see his ult percentage already 30% on the Echo there. It's rather impressive, but that's only the start of what they need to be a consistent effort here.
I guess the best way to weather the EMP is turn into a Lucio with that duplicate.
Cerny gets hacked out, and a Sigma who's hacked is basically fodder. However, King Genius and Opa fall almost immediately. Cam falls, however, and that is going to be a rather slow recontest for that Baptiste. It looks like Powerhouse are getting a few kills here as Cerny does fall. Karn dies mid-res. That is going to probably be first point here as No You dies. Ravioli and Blossom are the only ones left. Never mind, but Ravioli does get taken up by Lilac. Blossom does get the duplicate, but he can't even get the Death Blossom off on the duplicated Reaper and will die. Coalescence comes out from Lechuga, and yeah, this is just stall as they cap the first point with over 4 minutes remaining.
Yeah, Epizeuxis' miracle comp going out with a whimper instead of a scream. And they will, despite getting reset on their first map 2, they'll take the second map 2 in extreme dominant fashion.
Yeah, that was something else, to be honest. That was Powerhouse getting pissed off and really wanting revenge. So, good to see, I guess. I hate to see when teams just get demoralized and they lose from there. We got a series.
Yeah, definitely going 1-1. I do think without the reset, we'd be going to a 1-2. But that's besides the point, and it is the past. We are going to be going to a hybrid map now. From this, we will... From what I believe, if the series does go to 6 maps, we will go, after Busan, we go back to Pele?
So after this map, we go to a control that is not Busan.
Okay.
Busan is only if it's 2-2. So map 5 in this case would be either Ilias or Nepal. And then from there, if it's tied up, it'll be Busan.
Good to know.
Which is really funky. This is gonna get weird because the stream layout is not made for this. So, side note, I might have to tinker around with it, or just ignore the name in the picture for map 5, depending on if I don't know. We'll figure it out as we get there. So, am I correct? And I have to have chat hidden, but is Kings Row the actual map pick?
Yes, Kings Row is the pick, obviously. Powerhouse, Epizeuxis, winning on that line comp on Lijiang, you really want to go into Kings Row. This is, if after Lijiang, I think this is the best composition, the best map for Reinhardt to dominate a game. So they're really looking here for, honestly, a miracle after that complete domination I saw from Powerhouse, showing I think it is quite convenient that their icon is the Shock, because this level of domination I've only seen from a team like the San Francisco Shock, the 2-time Overwatch League champion. Very Powerhouse just waiting on the ready from them. We will have Kiefer coming
in for Ravioli, it looks like. So I'd assume Ravioli was just their sniper specialist, which can't blame them, as those were rather apt sniper maps. No subs coming in from Powerhouse, although they only have one sub, and that's their manager. She's really just a backup main tank. King seems to be pretty fired up at the moment. So
yeah, I think we had the questions going into this match. Is King's Winston improved from the last time we saw him? Does he have the synergy with Akimbo? Do the new players fit well into this team? Yes. Yes to everything.
Yeah.
They have everything. They're able to completely dominate in the last map.
Yeah, that was honestly disgusting. So maybe you just need to piss off Powerhouse, or maybe don't piss off Powerhouse if you want to beat him. But that's besides the point. Powerhouse will be swapping over to defense for this.
Yeah, maybe the strategy from Epizeuxis would have been actually throw map 1 to not enraged Powerhouse.
Well,
we are just waiting for both teams to ready up here. Now, I do want to ask you, Powerhouse dominating with the meta comp, do you think they're going to stick with it or actually run a Rhine?
more than likely going to run a Rhine here because that's King Genius's bread and butter. He's pretty disgusting on it, to be honest. So, especially because it's King's Row, there's no reason not to run that. Zarya Rhine composition. I am rather interested to see how Epizeuxis is going to be able to keep No You alive, because he's been dying first or second in every single fight on Anubis in particular, although he's dying first a lot in Gibraltar as well. So they're going to need to find some way to keep him up, whether that's him playing a little bit more passive, although he's already playing passive, to be honest, or just taking the initiative, possibly some communication issues, or maybe just the supports aren't ready for his shield down, hammer out. So
yeah, I think it is really hard for this Ryan Zarya comp. I think the big advantage that Epizeuxis does have is that their backline is more than less protected, because the Ryan and Zarya are such immobile. Other than like the charge and the Reinhardt, they're very immobile tanks. They can't really attack the backline. But while the Ryan and the Winston and the Diva, can harass those DPS and supports, no matter how far away they are from the point. It's very interesting going in. We've seen the clash of the styles, the Shadow Dive versus the Brawl. Honestly, in my prediction, I think Powerhouse are going to stick with the bread and butter. I think if they run the Rhine Zarya, it could actually blow up in their face, and Epizeuxis could take control of the series once again.
Yep, and we are going to hop back into it. Of course, Powerhouse is on the defense, so we will get a better sight of what they want to run right now. Map.thing go, there you go. Fix the overlay. So, we can take Powerhouse's comp a little bit more seriously for the time being. Epizeuxis will have a little bit more time to meme and spawn, do the whole attacking spawn ritual, but...
Okay, we will see the Ryan Zarya. Kiefer going to go for the Widow shot, or maybe not, I don't know. This composition, it's really hard to find a pick from Widow. Your only real targets are the supports, and I doubt they'd be exposing. Yeah, I mean, obviously there was the chance of you dying invisible from Widow shot as Samba is never zero, so it could happen.
Sure enough, it looks like Kiefer's just going to be dropping down and forgoing the Widow shot. No point in it, as the only person standing there is King, daring him to give his support ult charge.
Yeah, King Genius only feeding Sami on the Zarya. The Opa actually falling very low, almost dying before the fight even starts.
Here from Epizeuxis into the hotel here. However, it looks like both main tanks are getting rather low, but No You is falling even lower. Akimbo finds the kill onto No You, and that's probably going to be this first push out of the way. Akimbo is getting a little bit low here, so Powerhouse can't press their advantage a little bit too much, but again, the spawn is right there, so might not want to. Anyways, as I say that, they get an exiting kill onto Kernmaster, who is just kind of dancing on the double-decker bus there. A little bit of an odd position, but I think he figured that one out by this point.
Yeah, really aggressive charge from King Genius onto the Rhine. It works very well, puts him down 300 HP and puts him 50% up in that shadow. And he's going to have it.
Already the Coalescence and the grab coming out. Akimbo finding basically everyone. And No You will fall, as well as Kernmaster. And Kiefer soon to follow, with possibly Stormy getting a stagger here. Yeah, Mr. Studio Kill is not letting that one pass up.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing a good Zarya when that chart, you get the grab in about 50 seconds. It's extremely fast, almost reminiscent to the GOAT era of ult charge timings, as King Genius kind of playing for Heidi Shadow. He is spotted, though.
Yeah, they immediately knew. I think Akimbo was jumping over to him. Surmi does have the grab, and they do find Opa rather early. The grab does come out, but the return Shadow finds everyone! Mr. Studio Kill cleaning up a Kiefer as well, also cleaning up everyone who is in or around the grab. Studio Kill flanking around, actually finds Cam and uses his Wraith form to get out, and actually with his teleport as well. But it looks like they're gonna have to be giving up ticks, if not first point. No, there are enough people here on the side of Powerhouse.
Recontest is dangerous though.
Yeah, they don't have
with
too
the
many
EMP.
ultimates. Huge EMP coming out. Noyu was already so incredibly low. I'm not sure why he wasn't healed up to begin with while they were waiting. And that's going to be probably a first point hold. Cam does find Oppa in the Coalescence there, but that's going to be a stabilization for Powerhouse on the defense here.
Okay. It was a miracle. It happened. The recontest, it was good. They gave up a tick. It's a resource. Who cares? Going to this, though, this EMP Blossom's going to be big.
Definitely, as it looks like Blossom is behind. Will find 4, but Lilac is there with the B. Only finds a Kimbo in himself, however. But it doesn't look like... Oh, beautiful! Ultimate shatter block there from King Genius. Kiefer tosses out the Death Blossom to no one, but it looks like the kills are coming in for Epizeuxis regardless. Did take him about 3 minutes to get there, but they will cap first point. Still more stall coming in from Oppa, and that's probably going to be the last he can touch. Yeah, as he will.
I guess the definition of Castle's Curse, neither the EMP nor the Blossom was huge, and it ended up just being a neutral Ryan Zarya game to win them the point, though a good amount of time was burned.
Yeah, and you gotta think that it's gonna take him probably at least a minute and a half to get through the Streets phase, especially since they only have one person on point. So.
Yeah, these payloads, even if you roll over the enemy team, can only move so fast.
It's a free shatter for King Genius, and sure enough, you will find, I believe that was 2, Lilac immediately finding Surmi, who was getting close to his graph, so that's a nice way to stabilize there. Make sure that they can't come back on the side of Epizeuxis. Kernmaster is hacked out. I'm not sure why he was standing there, but he paid for it once again. A little bit of an odd positioning there from the Lucio.
Yeah, and with that fight win, that really puts Epizeuxis ahead in this ultimate charge. Powerhouse ahead in this ultimate rate with the box almost having it. Oh, what a charge!
Huge charge onto Noyu. 5-man EMP from Oppa, and that's going to be the fight win. King does fall, so they're going to have to play a little bit more passively, but they're probably going to get the exiting picks here from Mr. Studio Kill, and sure enough.
To the average viewer, it could seem like that EMP was a complete waste as they were already up 1. But if you pay attention, King Genius, he charged into the entire enemy team there. And when that happens, you have to go onto that Reinhardt, as they did. And with that EMP, they were able to cancel all the abilities and actually saved King Genius's life. Though he does end up dying, it allows the follow-up.
Both Gravitons coming out, but Mr. Studio Kill had his Death Blossom, whereas Kiefer did not, so that's going to be the tank line, and the Lucio melted, as well as finding a third onto Blossom. Kiefer just kind of caught out an awkward position there, and will get staggered once again. We're down to about the time that they capped first point with, and they haven't progressed much further.
Yeah, basically, almost no matter what, unless it's a very staggered fight, there's going to be another fight before they're able to cap B, so it's not looking good for Epizeuxis. They're coming back in. Both Ryans have the shadow. Whichever Ryan lends a better shadow could decide how the rest of this round goes. Just playing around this corner, poking each other out, knowing that a pick could be disastrous here. As actually, Epizeuxis rotates around as they know it. Ingenious, they see it. The shadow's looking to come out.
They're definitely looking for the opportunity. Neither team wants to, but a huge shatter onto 4. Kern does come out with the B, and it looks like the Death Blossom will not find anything as Mr. Studio Kill takes down his counterpart mid-ultimate. Rather aggressive there. Graviton comes out from Akimbo. He built that so incredibly fast. Studio Kill finds Surmi. Both Coalescences now coming out. Akimbo is super high charge, 100 charge to be exact. And Noyu is just in danger of getting melted. Kernmaster trying to take the brunt of the force there, but doesn't really help as Noyu falls once again. 30 seconds remaining. 1 fight territory. And Powerhouse probably has the ult advantage.
Yeah, but they don't have the player advantage anymore. As 2 get picked immediately after. I don't know how the Samba dies there. With the Transloca has to have been down, so Powerhouse are forced to retreat, but they're coming back in with a big ultimate advantage. I think we might see an EMP get cancelled from one of them.
Definitely both looking for EMP. However, keep in mind that the EMP Blossom is up for Powerhouse, and they have so much of this Streets phase to go. Sure enough, the EMP Blossom comes in. King Genius falls, but Mr. Studio Kill finds 2. Both tanks now down for Powerhouse, but Studio Kill finds 4 in this fight alone. Kiefer has to go back to point so incredibly low just to stall. He does get the Mega Health Pack, but he's now booped away, taken out by Lilac and the Reaper, and that's not a very far push if you are Epizeuxis.
Wow. Going back a little bit, I think we need to highlight Akimbo. His play was integral to that hold. Basically, both Zaryas using a few fights ago, both Zaryas using the Gravitons at exactly the same times with both Coalescence coming. Powerhouse were able to take the fight and continue to hold. Then Akimbo was able to charge another Grav up extremely quickly, and Sumi was only able to get about halfway to his. And then after using it to win yet another fight, they have to back up, and at the end of that round, Sumi dies with his Grav and Akimbo has it as well. So Akimbo actually lapping the enemy Zarya in that Graviton charge.
Are they gonna go for this Bastion thing?
I've seen it several times. I haven't seen it work. I know exactly how to do it and how to counter it, but the composition that they're running right now is very weak to it. It would take a Sombra hack or a Reaper teleport to cancel it out. I would love to see it though, whether it works or not.
I have seen it work once, but that was in Novice. So, you know, about half
anything works on that.
Yeah, fair.
Oh, they are going to do it.
Okay, yeah, I was assuming so, because Studio Kill was the only one off of the standard pick here. Sure enough,
that Reinhardt had to have seen the Bastion.
Probably. It looks like
see the teleporter up top.
Epizeuxis
they know it. They know it's happening.
They are keeping an eye out for the hack, and it looks like they're not even going to be bothering with the teleport or the hack there. Yeah, Kiefer thought of it.
Pressure point.
Thought better of it. Yeah, that's going to be 2 ticks. Noyu does run in, but he gets melted down, almost dies there. However, King Genius is also rather low here, but Noyu is likely to be the first to fall, yeah, Kimbo. But both Reinhardts are now down, but that's 2 ticks for free. Kernmaster, once again, has really odd positioning this entire series. Cerny gets incredibly low. And Oppa just finding more kills on this Symmetra. Yeah, Studio Kills kind of done with the statue play, and they're just going to pirate ship from here on out, because why not? Akimbo already has his lift.
Okay, I will say this is not going to continue to work.
No.
Now on the ground against the full force of a brawl with Reaper Sombra, this is not going to work.
Keep in mind.
Oh, what on this high ground? Sombra from behind. He teleports away. He doesn't avoid the hack, but he teleports out.
He does survive. Graviton does come out, and it will find a decent amount. Lilac does not have beat quite yet, but all the lift comes out, but it gets EMP'd out of it. And it looks like Epizeuxis will be holding for the time being, so I'm assuming that swaps are going to be coming out here. I highly doubt they're going to care about that Bastion ultimate. Yeah, fair enough. Akimbo actually gets out with his life, but standard, as standard could be from here on out. They do not have very far to push, and almost 5 minutes to do it, so deja vu.
Oh yeah, Powerhouse is no stranger to high time banks in this series, and this will be no different. Those are down on ultimates. I don't think it's going to matter.
Coming in. Shatter comes in on the tanks and Lechuga, but it doesn't look like it matters as Noyu gets stunned out of his follow-up charge there. Studio Kill does fall to Surmi, who's not particularly high charge, but it looks like Epizeuxis have the kills for the time being. Surmi's
with this large of a time bank. With this large of a time bank, they can literally just stack all 6 ultimates, or even invest 1 to bait out more from the side of Epizeuxis. And if the defending team goes aggressive with their ultimates here, it is a huge mistake, because it just lets the attackers stack.
Certainly looking for an early Graviton here. However, he gets caught out and gets rather low. Nice Shatter coming in, but it won't really find too much. Kiefer as well as Cam will use their ultimates here. And that'll be another fight win for Epizeuxis, but that was very costly, as they used 3 ultimates and they only have 2.
Yeah, I don't think they could have saved the Shadow there, but 1 to 3 ultimate trade definitely favors the attackers. Whittled down only a minute so far, almost 4, I mean a little bit less than 4 more to go.
Yeah, and they really only have to win 1 fight on the side of Powerhouse. Nice hack onto huge Shatter coming out for Noyu. That's going to probably win the fight, however, Mr. Studio Kill does take out his counterpart in Kiefer. They will be missing a good portion of their damage on the side of Epizeuxis. Kimbo does have his Graviton now. Mr. Studio Kill is coming up onto his Death Blossom. Sure enough, the Graviton comes out really early. Surmi and Noyu both caught in it. Lilac finds Surmi. Blossom is looking for an EMP opportunity, but there's not too many to be had here. Kernmaster now in the enemy's spawn for reasons, as he will effectively be out of the fight. Blossom is behind the cart and looking for a good opportunity. The Coalescence comes out from Cam. The EMP comes out, but he doesn't catch Mr. Serial Kill, and he gets his Death Blossom off. It doesn't look like he'll get very much value out of it, however. And it looks like Powerhouse are probably going to have to be backing up, but they don't want to. Opa almost has the EMP here, and it looks like he's going to be trying to build up to that. Kernmaster now hacks, but he didn't have his beat anyways. And sure enough, they have the EMP. They're going to be using it probably about now. Yep. EMP Shatter, sure enough. Cam is caught in it. Brought down, no use. Same, Surmi, Kernmaster, and the rest.
And that's the map.
Gonna be soon to fall. Powerhouse take the lead in the series for the first time.
Powerhouse being the powerhouses of this match so far, with not only an incredible hold, but an incredible offense with one of the most unique strategies in Overwatch. The bash and sim teleport on top of the statue works for the first time I've ever seen it. Second time you've seen it. I think that shows I know it's funny to think about, but it does show the level of coordination and flexibility that they're able to do it and also have it work.
Okay. So now we go back to control.
So we'll be either
it will be
Nepal
or Ilios.
Ilios.
Yes. I cannot show this on the the stream overlay, so ignore that for the time being. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna do this, and then we can show it this way. So we have, let's see, we did Ilios, we did Gibraltar, but that got canceled. We did King Row, and we did Anubis. So the next map they pick, I'll just take away the gray, and you can see which map they choose that way. So Ilios or Nepal are, of course, the other options. Epizeuxis did win the first one, but it was extremely close, and that was before Powerhouse really started taking control of this series. I mean, that none of these past 3 maps have been close.
Yeah, I think only the first map was close. It went back and forth. We are going to have Somi picking Nepal.
Nepal, alright.
I think that does favor the Ryan compositions, though I guess we're going to have to see if it's control magic or not, because Epizeuxis were able to take control at the beginning of the series.
Yeah,
but
however,
they haven't been able to look back since.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. The interesting thing is that the next 2 maps, regardless of what happens, are going to be control.
Yeah, I mean, if there is even, we might not have to go to Busan or not. Depending on, Epizeuxis would have to win this map to take us to Busan, and even then, I don't even know if they'd be able to take it.
Yep, sure enough. Side note,
we are actually going to have Somi subbed out.
Interesting. 4 coming in, I'm assuming?
4.
Interesting.
Yes, 4 will be coming in.
So this is something that I didn't get the chance to say previously, but Noyu and 4 are both rather low in terms of Advanced Division SR. 4, I believe, actually being brought up from Intermediate, whereas Noyu is very, very, very low on the Advanced Draft pool. So interesting that they've been integrated so neatly into Epizeuxis' starting lineup, or at the very least their actual plan.
Apparently are a novice tank line.
Yep.
Apparently.
I wonder what that means, though, because Surmi is he's probably one of the higher placed off tanks in Advanced, and he can play just about everything, so I wonder what composition this means. Like, is 4 just the Nepal specialist?
But I think 4 is actually going to pull out a Roadhog here. I think on the map where it's viable, they're going to run a Roadhog ball comp and just try and play off of environmentals. It's such a I have no knowledge of for as he does have a private profile.
He's
but
let's see, plays a lot of Zarya. I played a lot of Sigma back in the day, last season, and that's mostly what I know him from. Is Sigma.
I can't see any of it. We do have a ready coming from Epizeuxis, and
we're hopping into it. If they swap sides again, yep.
Okay, I think my mic cut out for a second there. Yeah, we're going to be going in. Very excited. We're going to be starting on Nepal Village, a very strong Rhine Zarya or Rhine Sigma sim, which both of these teams have seen proficient in.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried because Powerhouse had difficulty with the Symmetron Night Market for Lijiang, but again, Night Market Lijiang is not quite Nepal Village. So
yeah, big differences, especially with the environmentals. I honestly do want Epizeuxis to win this just to take us to a map 6. But I think it could go either way. Powerhouse still looking very dominant.
I'm a little bit worried about Epizeuxis right now because Sim Mei is not exactly the highest damage composition, if you know what I mean. Even when those two were in the meta during Double Shield, it was generally Sim or Mei. Okay, so it was just an immediate swap. That's better. Okay.
But the big difference for pulling out the Diva instead of the Zarya.
Yeah, interesting here. However, he's known for his Diva for a little bit. Kiefer getting charged almost immediately. That's going to be huge, as that is the vast majority of the damage for Epizeuxis now gone. No you getting low. He's already about halfway down, and Powerhouse are just bullying Epizeuxis in the choke for the time being. They have to back up and wait for their Reaper to return, and that's going to be first fight.
Yeah, no variation in Powerhouse other than that tank line, but even from King's Row, still exactly the same. And it looks like Epizeuxis are going to have another re-engage.
Nice Maywall onto King Genius there, but it gets broken too early. However, King does still fall regardless. He did have the Shatter as well. But Mr. Studio Kill is in the backline now, has to rape out as he was getting a little bit low. Kimball already has the Graviton. 4 couldn't manage to eat it, but I'm not sure if the damage is there. However, Lilac is taken out by Kiefer, and this fight is probably going to be going the way of Epizeuxis after about 26% yielded.
26 is still nothing to scoff at. Fourth of the point, going over just for a single fight win, but it is going to even up very quickly as the ultimate advantage is not very clear, especially Blossom with that Mei ultimate. I think that's going to be the best defensive utility to have. Kernmaster's Sound Barrier could actually be saved, not for EMP. If they all play on this point, EMP comes out, drop the Mei ultimate. There's no one gets off the point, but a huge shatter!
Finds, what was that, 5 with the Shatter. I don't think they were expecting that quite yet. Yeah, and that's going to be Epizeuxis holding on a little bit longer to the point.
Yeah, but a big downside in that being Blossom kind of threw out the Mei ultimate and it didn't even freeze anyone. Yeah. Kind of trying to go up on the Shadow, but the Shadow had enough follow-up on its own. Now the ultimate pendulum be spinning back in Powerhouse's favor.
Yeah, I honestly wasn't sure what Powerhouse were going to do about the Blizzard, but they don't really need to worry about it right now since it was wasted. Of course, you do have the EMP Death Blossom. Sure enough, the Death Blossom comes in for, drops the bomb, but I'm not sure if it's really going to matter, as No You falls, the beat comes out from Kernmaster, Kiefer finds 2, both supports no less, and it looks like the fight is going in the favor of Epizeuxis once again. We're getting into one-fight territory here.
Yeah, Kiefer just able to clutch out with that Reaper despite all of that. Kern hiding with that Sound Barrier was able to keep him sustained. Now only having the Coalescence against both tank ultimates for the side of Powerhouse is going to be the hardest fight yet. Blossom needs to build up to this Blizzard, and if she is able to, this could be Epizeuxis taking a dominant round 1.
Early Coalescence coming in from Cam. However, the Shatter does come out from King Genius. Akimbo tosses in the Graviton for good measure. They really want to win this fight. No, you're getting incredibly low as well as 4. King Genius will find both as well as Kernmaster. And that's going to be the fight for Powerhouse.
Yeah, it's now the strategy for the side of Epizeuxis is to have a really quick rotation, play on point, Mei wall the backside, and Blizzard. If they do that in that order, they should be able to clean up this and just win that one fight. That's all they really need.
Yeah, honestly, once again, the issue of I don't know what they're going to do about this blizzard. They don't have anything to really stop it other than maybe Oppa getting a hack off mid-animation, but that's going to be so difficult and unreliable. You know?
Yeah, they are going to be holding them here, but the Maywall is
Blossom
going a
getting
little
incredibly
wide.
low. Will survive, but they get shattered. That's one way to counter it. As the Death Blossom comes in from Studio Kill, but he gets countered by Kiefer, just shooting at his face. Coalescence coming out from Cam once again. Shatter coming in from Noyu, but this time not finding too much, but the kill does come in onto King Genius. Kimbo incredibly high charge, and Kiefer tossing into Death Blossom. They really want to take this point, but Kimbo is not having any of it as he backs away. However, nice EMP coming in from Oppa, but I'm not sure if that's really going to matter, as it looks like Epizeuxis have taken this, and I'm not sure if anyone else can touch. Never mind, the Studio Kill does get the touch in the overtime. The King Genius is coming back, however he is hacked and likely melted rather quickly.
It's just going to be Epizeuxis taking round one. 99-70, not exactly one-sided, but not exactly even either. Epizeuxis looking to have a cleaner view of that Mei, was proving extremely offensive against the Reinhardt. But now I don't think on the other points Mei's going to have a lot of value, especially here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be standard meta from here on out, and Powerhouse has just been looking incredibly dominant as long as that last round didn't boom him. But honestly, if the reset from Gibraltar didn't boom him, I don't know if this will.
Yeah, I think Epizeuxis is going to run meta, but instead of the Winston have the Reinhardt, and I don't think that really works well. The compositional, okay, the Reds are gonna have four. Wait. Never mind. The compositional difference of the Reinhardt and Zarya is it provides enough damage to make the switch worth it, but with just the Reinhardt, it kind of leaves him as like this awkward standing position where he's not able to push and he's not able to run.
Yeah, they're really gonna need to focus down King Genius' bubble. But as I say that, Kern, for the umpteenth time this series, gets caught out in an awkward position. King Genius just finding that pick so fast. Oppa getting the better of Blossom. And that's going to be this fight as King just pile drives in, looking to build up that Primal Rage, as Powerhouse does take first control of this point.
Yeah, King Genius showing a very...
Will actually get taken out. It looks like Epizeuxis are ready to go here as they invest Coalescence as well. King getting incredibly low. I'm not sure if he'll be able to get healed up as he gets hacked out and chunked down. He will survive for just a little bit longer before falling. But other than that, not too much is happening here, aside from Kiefer falling to Mr. Studio Kill, who does now have his ultimate as well, so we might be seeing an attempt at that. Sure enough, now he does think better of it as he races back out. He goes, solid nope, but now as the Shatter comes in, he will find no one, but he does find OU afterwards. And keep in mind, Powerhouse have not lost control of the point the entire time. With their tanks now down, this is going to be a little bit cleaner of a disengage.
Yeah. As I was saying before
once again,
Oppa getting picked again by the Moira. I don't know what's really happening. It's not like Moira has this insane burst potential.
No, I think he's trying to build up to yet another EMP, but he's getting a little bit too greedy.
Yeah, but King Genius being very expert on that Winston.
EMP comes out finds 4 actually. I wasn't expecting that to happen. Oppa gets incredibly low, as well as Lechuga, but King Genius is actually the first to fall. Rather late beat. We'll find everyone aside from King, who's obviously already back in spawn. Akimbo pops out the bomb. Will not find anything, but they do force the beat out of Kernmaster. And the EMP from Oppa won't really find too much, but force a disengage. 4 tosses in the bomb. Won't find anything. King is back with the Primal Rage as well. And keep in mind, Powerhouse has still not given up control at this point as Kernmaster falls once again mid-fight. King Genius getting a little bit low here. This is final fight. King still getting picks onto No You through all of this. Epizeuxis are just scrambling despite looking so good with the Mei there. Oppa finally getting the better of his counterpart there. Translocates out. Cam once again engaging with the Coalescence, but Mr. Studio Kill is there with the Death Blossom. He does get out of the way. No You tosses in a nice Shatter. Cam does get 2 picks with the Coalescence, and it looks like they might finally get their name on the board this round. But that being said, it's still only about a 3v4 here, as Oppa is trying his darndest to get the picks necessary. Blossom coming back on the Tracer will find Oppa.
Yeah, but the big thing to look at here is both tanks and Oppa are about on average 20% away from big ultimates, and no one on the side of Epizeuxis can really rival that other than Kiefer. And it's going to be so hard to get a good Death Blossom off.
Yeah, especially without that EMP to combo it with, and with Opa just doing so well on these hacks.
Opa looking, he's going to have to build up the rest of this EMP probably on this Diva. And he does. He has it. It's ready. He
Hack
engages
onto
there.
4, they might be looking for EMP. Sure enough, there it is. 4 and Blossom, the only ones spared. However, no U falls almost immediately. Kiefer in the backline will actually kill Opa before he gets the hack off, but Akimbo tosses in the bomb. Won't find anything. It looks like Epizeuxis might be stabilizing for this fight, but it doesn't look like Powerhouse want to give up the fight quite yet. Lilac does have the beat. He is actually investing it, but a little bit too late as King Genius falls a millisecond before it happens. Kills are not coming in for Powerhouse for the time being. And it looks like...
Epizeuxis was smart. When they got EMP, they all split up, and so did Powerhouse, so they weren't able to melt down any of the targets. They were able to put in good damage, but not get any finishing, and when those abilities came back up, so did their ultimates. And now, coming into an ultimate disadvantage with about 2 fights left, it's going to be a challenge to get this back up, but we've definitely seen harder feats from Powerhouse.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, Blossom will be looking for an early pulse bomb here. Up on the high ground. Will not get the stick onto King Genius, but it doesn't matter because the kill comes in regardless. Kiefer getting incredibly low, however. But it looks like Powerhouse are just backing out for the time being. Disengaging. Waiting for
a good disengage. They have a little bit of time before King Genius is going to be able to regroup before the re-engage has to happen. Both supports coming up for Epizeuxis. This could be a tie right up here.
Dual Coalescence is coming in. Mr. Studio Kill does have his Death Blossom. 4 tosses in the bomb. It will find Lilac of all people. Mr. Studio Kill tossing in the Death Blossom, but it won't find anything as 4 was there ready with the defense matrix, and it looks like Epizeuxis will be taking the call and sending us over to the Busan map.
Wow, Epizeuxis coming back from a 99-0 deficit is able to clutch it back through a big ultimate.
Play of the game.
We will be going to the 3rd control of the series. Oh, Lilac's... Oh, the Death Blossom actually canceling Lilac's beat. As he's in the air trying to drop the beat, he's not able to drop down. Oh, well, so unfortunate. Kiefer pulling out really big.
Alright, well, we are going to Busan. This one I can actually put on the display. I don't know what to do about the other map score, so ignore that for the time being. But
we're not made for a 6-map series.
Pretty much.
I haven't obviously watched every match from every division, but I have to say this could be, if to my knowledge, this is the first map 6 I've seen.
I think, yeah, One Trick Wonders versus Edinburgh had gone to a map 6 last weekend, I want to say.
Good to say, but a very rare occurrence. I guess this is not technically a map 6, as we didn't play out map 2 to its fullest on Gibraltar. But think about this, Acri. We could have had, if Epizeuxis was able to pull the miracle hold on Anubis, we could have had a 7-map series.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that. But we don't need to worry about that, as nothing else is really going to come of this other than one of these teams is going to walk away victorious.
Yeah, Powerhouse definitely showing that they want their first win of the season bad. Kind of probably kicking themselves for letting Nepal get away from them, but Busan going back to that control type for the 3rd time is what they really need. It's actually quite interesting to think about. If Epizeuxis take this map, they will have won a series with only winning control.
That is true.
Oh my! What an intriguing series. Not even considering the level of play between these teams, just the statistical analysis of what's going on here is so interesting to me.
Well, these teams do have about a little bit over 3 minutes to get their stuff together, get their mentals in order, and get ready to go. I don't imagine there'll be too much niche strategies here like we saw with the Mei on Village for anything in Busan. Really, it's it's probably just going to be swap between the Winston and the Reinhardt, depending
Yeah,
on if it's
definitely that
mecha
mecha
base.
base.
But otherwise, it's going to be pretty bog standard, I'd assume.
I think what really impacted Powerhouse is they got in the mentality of we need to invest ultimates to clutch on that second map of Nepal, and they were doing it, and Epizeuxis was able to weather the storm. And when it came back to the neutral, they were at the disadvantage. So I think they need to continue that mindset of dominance that they had, use their ultimates methodically and play, and not just panically hit Q to try and clutch a 5v6.
Yep, definitely. And let's see.
Giving them some time, probably some pep toss, some strategy. I wonder if we will see any variation on the meta other than the Reinhardt, of course. I think it definitely is possible, but in this Game 6 scenario, there's a lot of pressure building up, and hands start to shake, knees weak, arms are heavy. It's hard to keep playing and keep your mind straight, not thinking about the dire consequences to each and every one of your actions. As a player, this is one of the tensest scenarios you'll ever experience, other than probably a finals.
And sure enough, we are coming off to Busan. We're going to be going to Shrine first, the one with the big drum in the center.
Of course, it's a redeeming factor. The drum. Honestly, I can't remember that it's called Shrine. I just call it the drum. It is a great stalling tool. No, I think it's not going to be a very... I think the Reinhardt is going to be really hard to work here. Not saying it can't, but because of these wide open sidelines, there's going to be some big pressure coming out onto him.
Yeah, definitely. But knowing how he's been playing on Winston thus far this series, I'm not sure if the alternative is much better, as he seems to have a problem with dying rather early, regardless of what tank he's on. So, you want to mitigate that as much as possible by forcing you to play with your team, because you are the moving shield as opposed to the flying monkey.
Yeah, both teams in a clash right here.
Sure enough, it looks like you will get hacked out rather early here and take a little bit of damage, but King Genius is actually the first to fall here, getting a little bit aggressive there, getting baited into the trap that Epizeuxis had laid, and it looks like Epizeuxis will just be backing out. Yeah, sure enough. King actually swapping over to the Rhine as well. He says, okay, we can play this game.
I think King Genius does have the individual Vine skill to be able to match No You. So I think this is just going to come down to the rest of the team, how they play. Blossom getting a big leap on the EMP charge to his Samba counterpart.
Yeah, it definitely has something to do with him getting picked off early there.
A hack attempt, but it ends up failed Cam with an early coalescence.
Yep, Coalescence coming out. Luchuga will be coming up on her own rather soon, not opting to use it for the time being, and it looks like they're going to have to back out from this fight entirely because of it, as the rest of Powerhouse are getting incredibly low. King falling, Cam taking out Mr. Celio Kill as well, and that's going to be second fight for Epizeuxis.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see. Epizeuxis is able to charge ultimates while Powerhouse is still retreating, so they're going to contain their ultimate advantage here. But this is where the tide could really turn from some good play.
Blossom looking for a big EMP, will find everyone besides King Genius, and Celio Kill falls almost immediately. Lilac soon to follow, and that's going to be third fight for Epizeuxis. Not really much fight mustered for Powerhouse quite yet.
Yeah, for Powerhouse, after that first fight, you have to know there's ultimate disadvantage. It's really hard to swing it back in your way. And on Epizeuxis playing it perfectly, only using that EMP to clean up a fight. Now it's going to have to come... This is going to be a big ultimate fight, and if Powerhouse don't come on top here, I think that could be the round.
Possibly, yeah. However, we do have some ultimates coming in. Early beat coming in as well. Another Coalescence from Cam. Once again, huge EMP coming out from Opa, but it didn't catch Kern.
Big shatter.
Huge shatter coming in from King Genius. Will toss everyone on the ground, but it looks like the beat wasn't quite done yet. King getting a little bit too aggressive there as Akimbo tosses in the bomb in an attempt to save him. Kiefer tossing in the Death Blossom will find Opa, as well as getting quite a bit of damage onto Akimbo's mech. And that's probably going to be the round for Epizeuxis, as 4 tosses in the bomb. Lechuga will fall to it. It's really just stall at this point. I don't know if they can touch. Okay, they did proc overtime.
That ultimate disadvantage was just too big to overcome. And now going in, I hate to say it, but I think this goes the mecha base right here. The momentum's going to continue for Epizeuxis, and Powerhouse will be denied the win.
Yeah, possibly just not practicing.
Oh.
Probably not just practicing enough control, if I had to guess, because Powerhouse looks entirely different on these control maps. Like, nothing has changed.
Yeah, I think it comes down to a neutral understanding of how control works. It's a little bit different. There isn't that payload that you're pushing. It's a central area. Team doesn't have an advantage over the other because of which side they are. Both teams coming in equal. And it's not about clutch, though it is good. It's about team coordination and engages, knowing when to back out, when to give up a fight to maintain that ultimate advantage.
Yeah, well, sure enough, if Powerhouse want to stay in this series for at least a little while longer, they have to win this round. Then they'll have their chance. Of course, Clash comes in rather quickly up top. It looks like Epizeuxis is playing a little bit more confidently this time around, as King falls once again early. The tables have turned, as No You is no longer the one falling first every single time. Kern does get hacked out, but it looks like Powerhouse is just going to have to back out yet again.
Yeah, luckily they can get out here. Ooh, I don't. Oh, King actually is already back on the re-engage.
So they actually will be able to contest the point, however. The Coalescence does come out from Cam. Lechuga not following suit. Huge shatter coming in from No You. Getting Akimbo, both main tanks now down, as well as Akimbo's mech, and it's looking more favorable for Epizeuxis for the time being.
Yeah, very interesting from Lechuga to actually hold on to that Coalescence. They get it almost at the same time as Cam, but ends up opt to not use it.
Opa actually getting rather late staggered there.
Yeah, now Blossom once again ahead of that EMP charge.
Yeah,
no, Lilac's gonna have to charge this B before they go into this fight, or else Blossom's gonna hit a B and EMP right now.
Possible, but not gonna happen, as Blossom gets all 6. Mr. Studio Kill falling immediately, as well as his DPS partner, and that's gonna be yet another fight. Powerhouse just look like lame ducks right now.
Yeah, and Lechuga holding onto that Coalescence in the first fight, hoping to use it in the second, and actually getting it cancelled. So you really hate to see it.
You'd almost have to expect them to be tracking that. You know, maybe the ult tracking is a little bit off, and they weren't expecting the
Shadow gets Kiefer.
Yeah, Shadow gets canceled. They're both beats coming out at the same time. However, the beat coming out, Kernmaster falling as well as Cam, so both supports now gone for Epizeuxis. That should be a fight win in theory. No, he does have the Shadow, but he'd be a fool to use it right here. And it looks like after getting darn near close to one-fight territory, Powerhouse will take the point.
Yeah, it is a big reset and a big ultimate investment from the side of Powerhouse, but this is what they needed. They needed the momentum shift, even if it costed all 6 ultimates. They had to get a win on Busan. A single team fight win is all they needed. Now, pause is coming out from Mr. Serial Kill. He is still with his team, so no glaring weaknesses. Looking into this fight that's about to ensue, No You has the Shadow, Kiefer with the Death Blossom, Cam has the Coalescence, Lechuga lacking a little bit behind, but will be able to get it in this fight. Akimbo with the Diva Bomb, but the big thing to look at is Blossom, 71 to the EMP to Opa's 20. This EMP could have happened this fight, and now we're in 2-fight territory for Epizeuxis to take this series and then have an insane run.
Yeah, well, we have a little bit of time to wait. Meantime.
Okay, we are ready. Going back in. I think to get this in, there's going to have to be a Diva Bomb with a charge onto the Rhine.
Probably here. Of course, you do have Blossom a bit further back. Sure enough, there's the bomb, and it looks like it will find Kernmaster. That is a good start. Charge does come in a little bit late for King Genius, but he does get the D-Mech onto 4, so this is preferential to Powerhouse to just take down the time bank little by little.
Yeah, just little by little, ultimate advantage by ultimate advantage. Though there's no ultimate investment from Epizeuxis, so they know the win condition here is just to hit Q. Blossom now has that EMP, so this is the fight.
And he is getting ready for it. Lilac not hiding will be found. However, Lechuga is there with the Coalescence, but Cam is also there, as well as finding both King Genius and Lilac and Opa, so that's 3k with the Coalescence. This might be the last fight here if Powerhouse can't. Actually, no, they do have enough time.
Powerhouse just had to know that that was all coming back in, and now the ultimate advantage, Pendulum, has swung back in the favor. All this is going to take is one neutral fight win here with very little ultimates on the table. They need to win this. They need to keep in this series. If they want to keep going, this is a must for them. No U is hacked with a Shadow online, but they're playing too passive. It's going to take another hack if they want to hit a Shadow. But
falling.
The Shadow
Genius will find Cam with the Shatter, but that's about it. As Kiefer tries to get the Death Blossom out, but he won't get anything with it. 4 does take out Mr. Studio Kill, however, and the odds are not in Powerhouse's favor. They need to win this fight if they want to stay in this series. King does not have a Shatter anymore. Coalescence does come out rather late, but it gets shattered by No U. Late EMP coming out from Blossom and Powerhouse on their last leg here.
Lilac uses the beat and is not able to keep it through. Mr. Studio Kill pops the Death Blossom. It gets hacked.
Booped and taken
and that's going to be it.
Epizeuxis.
Oh, Epizeuxis.
Take it 3-2.
Very unfortunate, honestly, for Powerhouse with the level of dominance that they showed in maps 2, 3, and 4. That to fall in such a whimper in maps 5 and 6, it's a very exciting series, I will say, but not exciting as it could have been. Powerhouse showing quite literally the definition of inconsistently, showing some of the best Overwatch I've seen in a very long time, and also some of the worst.
Yeah, definitely. They have a lot to work on, but I think they can definitely get there.
Definitely. It's showing big improvements from map 1. They've had some great performances in this map, and definitely, though they're 0-3 so far in the season, I think you definitely have to put them pretty high in your power rankings. This is a team to be scared of. If you set them up, they will knock you down with the force of Reinhardt Shadow. Now, I believe it is time. Are we bringing in one player from I cannot speak. Are we bringing in one player from the winning team?
Yes. Talking with them now to see who they want.
Yeah.
4?
So it looks like they want 4 in. I do. 4 was only in for half the series. I think 4 was integral to the switch and momentum, as 4 did come in for that map 5 and 6 control, and it was a big difference there that off tank play was able to actually, not that Somi was bad. Somi played phenomenally. Maybe it was a shot calling difference or just a playstyle difference, but they definitely were able to keep them in the series with a very dominant Nepal and Busan, winning both of them 2-0.
Here comes 4. Probably gonna have to unmute him.
Maybe
not. Well, congratulations on the hard-fought victory.
Yeah, thank you.
Team definitely had its ups and downs this series, from looking incredible on maps like Busan or Nepal to just kind of like rolling over and dying on the middle 3 there.
Yeah, Sammy had a kind of off day today, it seemed.
Yeah, I think he did play well, but when you coming in for maps 5 and 6 did seem to have a big change in your team's not only playstyle but performance. What do you think? Do you think there's anything specific about you and the team environment that was able to make that change, or was it just you were able to put up a consistent performance?
My diva might be better than Sermi's, but personally I think it's about even, and that might have just been it.
Yeah, that's good to see. Akwe, do you have a question?
How to put it? So, do you guys think you're just more practiced on control, or why do you think there was such a huge variance in your ability to take control maps versus like Anubis or King's Row?
I don't know. I've never thought our control was that good. When we played Tokyo Drifters, we got deleted on Busan sometimes. I don't know what changed this time.
Personally, from what I saw from watching it, I think you guys played consistently across the entire series, but the inconsistent factor was Powerhouse. They didn't. I don't think they have the neutral understanding of how control works as a map type, and that kind of led to the downfall. But my question for you is, as a team, how does it feel to win a series by only winning control maps?
We only won control maps?
Yeah,
Oh,
winning
Lijiang,
Lijiang,
Nepal, and
Ilio,
Busan.
sorry, Nepal, not Ilios,
Oh
and
my
Busan.
god. My team sucks.
It's very funny. First time I've ever seen it.
But well, I don't know. Like, why did we play control 3 times? Did we draw a map?
So what
Skip
happened is
Gibraltar.
map 2 was after Powerhouse capped with a large amount of time. The server got shut down for an unknown reason, and we had, as per protocol, we skipped the map as if it was or just skipped it and forgot about it, going into Anubis with your team still up 1 after winning Lijiang, and then Powerhouse having a dominant Anubis and King's Row going up 1-2, and then you guys dominating them on the it goes back to control, not Busan, because Busan is only for when it's 2-2, going into a Nepal. And after you guys beat them there, tied up the series 2-2, you went to Busan to the final one, and as you know, we dominated that as well.
Yeah, I went to eat dinner around like map 2 and 3, so I wasn't there.
Yeah.
To talk about Powerhouse a bit, they're better than their record, I think.
Yes, definitely. I was saying
Much
that.
better. They're just getting really close with games, and I guess they just can't finish it out sometimes.
Yeah, they're 0-3 and probably are going to be at the bottom or near the bottom going into week 4, but definitely not in the power rankings. Power is a very dangerous team. If you let them run, they'll take it.
Yeah.
All right,
Actually,
well,
do you have anything else?
no, that's all the questions I've got. So, for you have any closing statements, thoughts on tonight?
I don't know. I'm fine.
All right, well, we'll let you get back to your team then and enjoy the win.
All right. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Well, once again, thank you to Four, thank you to Powerhouse, thank you to Epizeuxis for the incredible 6-map thriller going 3-2. What a fun match to cast between all the hero plays from the Reapers, the ultimate cancels, the huge shatters. This is going to be a match I reminisce for a while, and definitely you'll be seeing some plays and highlights.
I would imagine so. But that's all we've got for now. I don't know if any other games are currently going on. I don't think so. Actually, wait, no, the other game might be.
I think
The other
Overcharge
stream.
versus Black Chat might still be going on.
I
I'm
think
tuning
so,
in
yeah.
right now.
Yeah, okay. So,
Yes, they are still
so go
on.
check out that stream, I guess.
Yeah.
They're probably getting close
Yeah.
to the end. They can catch the last few minutes of that. Anyways, that's all we've got. Go watch the other stream, and see you next week.
See ya.